Today is January the 23rd, 2023. Um, what I'm going to talk about today, uh, let me back it up. Last time I did a video, I was saying that how I've always had a problem with my menstruation ever since I was young. And I remember when I was young, I used to get these real bad cramps. And I remember a few times when I was young, I would be cramping so bad I would have to take like an aspirin or bare aspirin. And so um, as I got older, I would say around in my 30s, I started having real bad cramping. And this was the kind of cramping feeling that I knew was unusual for me. Um, it was like I was cramping even before I could even start my menstruation. And so I knew that because that had never happened, I never had any cramping before my menstruation. And so I found myself going to the ER. That was when I was in my 30s. And that was when I was in my 30s, I first found out that I had an issue with fibroids. And so initially at the ER, they just told me when I was in my 30s that the fibroids weren't that bad. And so gave me ibuprofen and told me to try to stay on top of the pain. And so whenever I felt pain, to take the ibuprofen. And so that's what exactly what I was doing. I was trying to manage my pain. Uh, and I did that for almost 10 years. And so in those 10 years, the symptoms, it got worse. And I was feeling even more pain. And my menstruation was lasting for a very long time. And then I started having the heavy bleeding, and uh, and I started having to take ibuprofen around the clock. Whenever my ibuprofen would wear off, I would have to take more ibuprofen because if I didn't, uh, I was in pain. And so finally in 22, finally I would say in 2015, I decided to do something about it. and that's when I had the embolization procedure in 2015. And I thought that that was the cure all. And I thought I would get rid of the fibroids and I wouldn't have any more problems. And so the embolization procedure, it did help. I was having less cramping, less severe cramping. I didn't have to take ibuprofen, uh, and I wasn't bleeding as much, and I wasn't having those very long menstruations that I was having prior to the embolization procedure. And so the embolization procedure did help. Uh, it helped with the symptoms, some of the symptoms that I was having prior to the procedure. But in 2017, during a visit to my primary care physician, uh, my primary care physician said she wanted me to go to the hospital and have an ultrasound done. And so uh, I went to the hospital and I had the ultrasound done. And when I got the test back, they told me that I had fibroids in my uterus, and I was kind of shocked because I thought that the embolization procedure had cleared all the fibroids up, but apparently I was still having issues with fibroids in my uterus, but I wasn't having the symptoms that I was having prior to 2015. So fast forward, uh, uh, I really didn't do too much because I wasn't having the symptoms. I wasn't having symptoms like I was having prior to my embolization procedure. And so I said that since I wasn't having the severe symptoms, that I wasn't going to do nothing at the time. And so, and so fast forward to 2021, I started having spot bleeding. At first, initially, I thought, oh, I'm not done with my menstruation. But I started having spot bleeding, and it was spot bleeding almost daily spot bleeding. And so I knew that this was no menstruation. And so I made an appointment to go see a gynecologist. And the gynecologist, this was early 2022. Early 2022, so I started having problems with spot bleeding late 2021. Early 2022, I go to the gynecologist. The gynecologist ultrasound, orders MRI, and that's when I found out that not only did I have the fibroids in the uterus, but I also had thickened uterus. I had ovarian cysts, and so uh, those two uh, those two things, I knew that I would have to have more medical care, and so I've been going kind of back and forth to the doctor. So the doctor wanted me to do a biopsy of my uterus, and so they want to make sure before I could have any type of surgery or before they could talk surgery with me, they wanted to make sure that the uterus was not cancerous, and also they had me do a blood work, and so I had the CA 125 blood work, and that all came back. It was okay, no cancer. And so I still needed to get that biopsy. And that was very hard because they wanted to do the EMB procedure, but the EMB procedure is not very comfortable procedure. And so I selected to do the DNC heteroscopic procedure. And they were during that procedure, the DNC heteroscopic procedure, the doctor was able to get the biopsy of my uterus, and so that came back. It was the test from the biopsy by the DNC heteroscopic procedure uh, that came back. That biopsy, it showed no cancer. And so later, the doctor said that she believed that the ovarian cyst was kind of stable, and she gave me a choice if I wanted to do surgery right away or if I wanted to wait. And so this was back in October 2022. So I selected that I didn't want to do the surgery right away, and the doctor felt like it was necessary for me to do it right away, and so uh, I selected to wait later, and so I waited later, and the doctor said, "Well, let's while we waiting, let's do a repeat of the ultrasound." So I had to get a repeat of my ultrasound, and the ultrasound came back saying pretty much the same. You got an ovarian cyst, you got the thickening of the uterus, um, you got fibroids in your uterus, and so uh, and so now recently, fast forward to this year, 2023. Uh, I had a doctor's appointment January 19th, 2023, and uh, during that appointment, I found out that I would be having surgery, the hysterectomy surgery. And so my hysterectomy uh, surgery is scheduled for February the 24th, 2023. And so it has been a very long, it has been a very long time coming. And so I just hope that the hysterectomy, my hysterectomy surgery on February 24th would resolve my gynecological issues. And I know that they're saying that this is going to, uh, it's going to take time for me to recover because it's a very invasive surgery. And so the recovery time takes a very long time. And also there's going to be restrictions, and many of the restrictions that, you know, that that's going to be kind of hard on me because it's restrictions like driving. I won't be able to drive, and restrictions like lifting things. And so I'm the kind of person, I rely on myself to do everything. I have to cook for myself. I have to do laundry for myself. I have to shovel the snow if there's snow for myself. And I have to go out grocery shopping. But that's going to be part of the restrictions. I won't be able to grocery shop. And even if I tried to order groceries, even if I had groceries delivered to my front door, I wouldn't be able to pick up the groceries, because there's going to be a restriction on how much I can lift. And so doing simple things like picking up groceries or bending over, they said that's going to be hard for me to bend over for some time. And so stuff like bending over to put my clothes in the laundry, I wouldn't be able to do that. And so it's going to be a lot of restrictions now, but I just hope that this would be, in the long run, that it would pay off. And I just hope that I can get to the point where maybe I can get back to working out and try to get myself to be a little bit more healthier. And so the time has come. February 24th is my day, and it's going to be a long road to recovery, but I do believe that this too will pass.